Narcissism is a word that's tossed around casually, often used to describe someone who loves taking selfies or talks endlessly about their accomplishments. But the truth is, narcissism, especially in its extreme forms, is a deeply complex and often damaging personality trait. Today, we're peeling back the layers to explore one particularly insidious tactic used by narcissists, manipulating others into sharing their pain. By the time you finished reading this, you'll be able to spot the subtle ways narcissists draw you into their emotional whirlpool, leaving you tangled in their web of control and neediness. Imagine this. You're engaging with someone who seems larger than life. They narrate stories of overcoming immense adversity, tales of betrayal, and endless accounts of how the world has treated them unfairly. At first glance, this appears to be genuine vulnerability. You feel drawn in, your empathy sparked, and perhaps even flattered by their willingness to share such intimate details with you. But what if this vulnerability isn't as genuine as it seems? What if it's a calculated move, a strategy to tie you emotionally to them? Narcissists are skilled at weaponizing their pain, transforming it into a tool to secure your attention, your support, and eventually your emotional labor. Before we delve deeper into this phenomenon, allow me to extend an invitation. Stay with us throughout this eye-opening exploration, and if you find value in understanding these complex dynamics, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your engagement supports our mission to uncover psychological truths and share them with a broader audience. Now, let's dive into the captivating and often unsettling world of narcissistic manipulation. One of the most striking abilities of a narcissist is their talent for captivating an audience. They are master storytellers, weaving narratives that often center on their hardships. However, there's always a twist. Unlike vulnerability that stems from authenticity, a narcissist's version of vulnerability serves an entirely different purpose. It isn't about healing, growth, or fostering genuine connections. Instead, it's a tool they use to control the narrative and, by extension, the people around them. The stories they share often evoke deep sympathy. You might find yourself feeling sorry for them, admiring their strength, or even questioning if you're the kind of friend who can help them overcome their struggles. But this emotional bond they create is far from mutual. It's a one-sided arrangement designed to ensure that your energy is spent supporting them while they remain at the center of attention. This dynamic can be emotionally exhausting for those on the receiving end. Over time, you might notice that their vulnerability doesn't bring them closer to you, but instead pushes you into a role of constant emotional caregiving. You may also start to see patterns, moments when they dismiss your own struggles or fail to reciprocate the emotional support you've been providing. This imbalance is a hallmark of their manipulation tactics. Understanding these dynamics is crucial to breaking free from their hold. It's not about denying someone the chance to share their pain, but recognizing when that pain is being used as a tool for control. By identifying these patterns, you can set boundaries, protect your emotional energy, and foster relationships rooted in mutual respect and authenticity. Think back to a time when someone's tragic story made you feel compelled to help them. Narcissists thrive on this instinct. They present themselves as victims of an uncaring world, betrayed by friends, misunderstood by family, or overlooked by society. The emotional impact of these stories can be powerful, and they count on you feeling a pang of sympathy that binds you to them. But here's the kicker. These tales of woe are often exaggerated or even fabricated to elicit the maximum emotional response. The goal isn't resolution, but rather a perpetual state of sympathy and attention directed at them. It's important to recognize that the pain a narcissist shares is rarely ever resolved. That's because resolution would mean the end of their control. Instead, their pain becomes a bottomless well that they invite you to peer into, and before you know it, you're leaning so far in that you've fallen inside. They'll say things like, "No one else understands me like you do," or, "If it weren't for you, I don't know what I'd do." While these statements might sound flattering, they're really hooks designed to tether you to their emotional chaos. At this point, you might start to notice something strange. No matter how much support or advice you offer, it's never enough. They might thank you in the moment, but soon find themselves back in the same pit of despair, with you once again cast in the role of rescuer. This is because the pain they share isn't just a reflection of their struggles, it's a carefully crafted narrative that ensures you stay invested. By making their problems your problems, they create a sense of obligation. And let's face it, who doesn't want to be the hero in someone else's story? But here's where things get tricky. While they're leaning on you, they're also subtly undermining you. Narcissists have a way of shifting the spotlight back onto themselves, even in moments that should be about you. Share an achievement, and they'll find a way to relate it back to their own struggles or triumphs. Express a concern, and they'll either dismiss it as trivial compared to what they're going through or turn it into another opportunity to talk about their pain. In this way, they ensure that the focus never strays too far from their own needs and experiences. So, how do they get away with it? The answer lies in their charm. Narcissists are often incredibly charismatic, drawing people in with their wit, intelligence, or larger-than-life personas. This charm acts as a smokescreen, masking their manipulation and making it hard to see the strings they're pulling. Even when you start to suspect something is off, their ability to make you feel special, like you're the only one who truly understands them, can make it incredibly difficult to step back. Let's not overlook the guilt that narcissists often impose on their partners. They are skilled at making you feel responsible for their happiness and well-being. Phrases like, "You're the only one I can trust," or "I'd be lost without you," are commonly used to make you feel indispensable. However, these seemingly heartfelt words are designed to trap you in a relentless cycle of emotional labor. Over time, you may feel emotionally exhausted, carrying the heavy weight of a relationship that seems to drain you far more than it fulfills you. Understanding the dynamics of narcissistic manipulation is the first step toward liberation. Recognizing the patterns, such as exaggerated expressions of pain, an insatiable need for validation, and subtle undermining tactics, empowers you to take control. Establishing boundaries is key. Narcissists thrive on enmeshment, where their needs blur into yours, making it difficult to distinguish where you end and they begin. By setting clear boundaries, you reclaim your emotional space and protect yourself from falling prey to their manipulative strategies. One of the most critical tools for dealing with narcissistic behavior is the ability to draw a firm line in the sand. Boundaries not only provide clarity but also disrupt the power dynamics narcissists rely on. They lose their ability to manipulate when their control is limited by your refusal to engage in their games. While it can be challenging, this step is crucial in regaining your independence and emotional health. Equally important is recognizing the importance of your emotional well-being. Narcissists often leave their partners questioning their worth or doubting their own perceptions. By prioritizing self-care and seeking support when needed, you can rebuild your confidence and restore balance in your life. Remember, understanding the psychological tactics used by narcissists helps you respond from a place of strength rather than vulnerability. Thank you for exploring this important topic with me. If this discussion resonated with you, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can continue uncovering these fascinating psychological dynamics and equipping ourselves with tools for healthier relationships. Knowledge is power. The more you learn about narcissism and its tactics, the better prepared you'll be to navigate relationships and protect your mental well-being. Until next time, take care of yourself and stay empowered.